じゃあ望み通りにしてやるよ。別に俺らは殺なんか怖くねえ。花から失うものなんてねえんだよ。
Welcome to a new episode of The Drop of Fighter Chaos, your host as always, and we've got a lot to talk about, including some WWE news and Dragon Ball Super stuff to round out the episode. Before that, we've got some gaming and some kind of related WWE news with certain announcement that you've probably heard of already, but of course I still got to cover it, and a whole lot more. So, if you guys want me to discuss anything, make sure to follow me on social media and just tell me, or tell me in the comments even. I can't read your minds. You gotta tell me what you want me to cover. And look forward to my new video coming out on, my little animatic video coming out soon. And with that, let's just get to it. Alright, first up we have Microsoft's Xbox game subscription, their Games Pass. It will include the next Halo, Gears of War, and Forza on launch day. Phil Spencer went on to talk about how the most requested feature for Games Pass was to have actual first-party blockbuster-type games to be available as part of the subscription service, which right now is $10 a month. And they'll be launching a 6-month subscription for $59.99 if you want to just pay 6 months up front. They also said that the future State of Decay 2, Crackdown 3, whatever else came out will also come out on Games Pass. Not the future, but past games, sorry. And he also mentioned that they still have a commitment to bringing games to Xbox. They mentioned how because they have a habit, Microsoft has a habit of pulling out of consumer-focused devices and services. Phil Spencer just laughs at that question and says, I don't think of us only being in the console business. We obviously sell games on PC. Our Mixer product is on every device. We sell our biggest game, Minecraft, on so many different platforms, but that experience of sitting on a couch with a controller in your hand, playing video games on your television, is core to our value proposition as well, and something we remain committed to. They also mentioned that their game streaming, like kind of like PlayStation Now, to just stream Xbox games, isn't just ready yet, quote unquote. We're not there today from an experience standpoint and a value standpoint, Spencer said. He also says, one of the advantages we have at Microsoft is an investment in data centers and capability throughout Azure business. As we look at the future of Game Pass, and frankly where we're going in allowing people to play games that they want to play and where they want to play them, we think streaming is part of that, but not the only choice. Microsoft Game Pass currently lets people download full titles rather than streaming them like Sony's PlayStation Now. What do you guys think about this? It's kind of cool. I actually prefer to download things. That's one thing PlayStation Now, I don't have, and a lot of people don't have, because that's kind of one of my biggest turnoffs of PlayStation Now. I'm like, ugh. Not only can you can't just buy the games. No, we have to just stream them. Or we can't download them. What if, even with a good connection, I'd rather just buy the game, because, what if I just don't want to be connected and just play the game? No, we gotta make sure you have it. Still, other ways to make it streaming. I'd rather download it also because of input delay, I don't want to have my input speed delayed, especially in the fighting games, and they have quite a few of those available on PlayStation Now that I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not streaming a fighting game. Come on. On to the next story. Vince McMahon, as Woken Matt Hardy would say, McMahon, announced in his stream that we all kind of called that it was going to be XFL, and indeed announced that the XFL would return in 2020. McMahon said, here's the details about it. McMahon said he is the sole funding source for the league, which is going to begin in January 2020. 8 teams around the country playing a 10-week schedule. The initial outlay of money expected to be around $100 million. No gimmicks, no weird halftime shows, no weird flashy cheerleaders and stuff like that. There's not going to be any, McMahon said, he says, for the timing, McMahon said that he's not going to, any political statements are not going to be allowed. It's just going to be about the game. I think some people, knowing that McMahon is, of course, friends with Trump and all that, and his wife works for Trump, but, I kind of, when I watch football, I just want to watch the dang game. It's the thing about, so I don't care how rich you are. Your political status doesn't mean how do I know you're not crazy? Just because you have money or you're more famous doesn't mean I should be listening to you. Either way. If you guys don't know about me and Jeff, we're kind of in the middle when it comes to this kind of stuff, so although Jeff is probably like, they should kneel, but me, I'm like, no, I think there should be nothing of the sort. It should just be about the game, but I don't know what you guys think. Maybe I'm crazy myself. Don't listen to me. But listen to me give me the listens. But you don't have to listen to me. He also mentioned that he wants the game to be faster, and he mentioned something about, like, do we want halftime and all that? What do you want? It's all about the fans. Sure, it's all about That's one thing I will call BS on that, though, from McMahon. It's all about the fans. Sure. Mr. If I want something, I'm gonna force it down the fans' throat. I don't care, even if it's losing me money and it's losing me ratings and all that. Roman Reigns winning Rumbles for how many years? And there's my phone. Hold on a second. And it was a scam caller, so where was I? Vince McMahon, I don't believe that you're listening to the fans, but maybe you could prove me wrong. I hope you do. Alright, let's move on. The Duke Nukem movie is still going to happen, and as of right now, John Cena is in talks to star as Duke Nukem himself. Duke Nukem, in case it sounded like I said N, it's M. Paramount bought the rights from Gearbox after the rights to the movie lapsed from Dimension Films. And Platinum Dunes is also, going to be working on the movie. And they're the people behind The Purge and the Ninja Turtles movies for Paramount. And that John Cena is also planning to be in the Bumblebee movie, the Michael Bay-produced Transformers spinoff. What do you guys think of John Cena as Duke? I guess he kind of looks the part, but I don't know. Maybe he can, maybe he can't. Let's see. Kind of looks, like I said, kind of looks the part. That's all I gotta say. I don't know. Move on. So here's some news for Robocop fans. There's going to be a new Robocop movie, and it will be a sequel to the first movie, ignoring other movies and ignoring the remake. It will exist in the original continuity. Ed Neumeyer, who wrote the movie, said that, "I didn't expect to be talking about Robocop 30 years later. It was kind of the start of my career, and later we did Starship Troopers, which was an enormous movie that took forever." He also said, "I think all that came out of that, and it's nice that people are still interested in Robocop, and they have me working on a new one at MGM right now, so maybe we'll get another one out of it." But as for details, he said, "Well, here's what I'll say. We're not supposed to say too much." Here's me interjecting, of course, NDAs. Back to his quote. "There's been a bunch of other Robocop movies, and there was recently a remake, and I would say this would be going back to the old Robocop we all love and starting there and going forward. So it's a continuation, really, of the first movie, in my mind. So it's a little bit more of the old school thing." So basically saying straight up, this will be kind of like Robocop 2, New 2. Forget the other two existed. This will be the new Robocop 2, basically. Forgetting 3 and forgetting the remake. It's just Robocop 2. Probably not going to be called Robocop 2, though. I'm interested. I'll tell you that much. On to the next thing. For those of you who are Rooster Teeth fans, i.e. fans of Ruby, Red vs. Blue, all their podcasts, Achievement Hunter, RTX conventions, all that stuff. You're a fan of all that stuff? Here's some news for y'all. Ezra Cooperstein, president of Fullscreen, will now jump to Rooster Teeth. Cooperstein will stay in the family in his move to become president of Rooster Teeth, which Fullscreen acquired in 2014. So he was the president of their parent company, now he'll be the president of Rooster Teeth itself. In the more than 3 years since Fullscreen acquired Rooster Teeth, President Ezra Cooperstein became a regular fixture in the production company's Austin headquarters. In his new role, he oversees all business operations, including merchandise, events, licensing, sales, and business development. Co-founders of Rooster Teeth, Matt Hullum and Bernie Burns, are continuing to oversee creative and production for the business as CEO and Chief Creative Officer, respectively. Ezra says, "This company is getting more right than practically any digital media company. We found the model that will work in this time of transformation. We've built this incredible community that is the foundation of our business." The company does not plan to replace Cooperstein in the role of COO. Andy Forcell will take over most of Cooperstein's duties at the parent company, Fullscreen. They do not plan to replace Cooperstein, so he's not technically... He didn't technically step down from Fullscreen, but somebody else will be taking over his roles, more his day-to-day roles over at Fullscreen, as he takes over as president of Rooster Teeth. So he's basically double president. Wonder how much money he makes. A lot. Rooster Teeth has grown into a 350-person company that produces the Laser Team Field franchise, hosts an annual event RTX, has 250,000 paying subscribers to its online community, and 5 million monthly unique viewers and 45 million YouTube subscribers. If you didn't already know that. Cooperstein says, "We built the business as highly diversified. We don't rely on Facebook and YouTube for distribution. We have our own platform, but Facebook and YouTube help." So, what do you guys think of that? Is this the right move? Are Matt and Bernie, they're okay with it, but do you think it should only be Matt and Bernie? Do you think, like, stuff will get done right or wrong with this guy? Let me know. Again, if not in the comments, then follow me on social media and tell me there to my face, to my digital face. Facebook has officially announced that they has started a pilot program for game streaming, which puts them in direct competition with the likes of Twitch and Mixer. It's only in its pilot mode, but apparently Facebook is allowing you to stream your games in up to 1080p definition at up to 60 frames per second. And they want to know from feedback what they got to do, what they want to do, and it's right now in pilot form, and you can apply to become a pilot streamer, an early bird adopter of the Facebook streaming already. And they even talked about monetization and all that, and the program is set to kick off with a special announcement, which already happened, because I'm recording this on the 29th, and this was announced on the 27th. But if you didn't already hear about it, check it out, Facebook Gaming. They're going to start trying to let you stream and make money and all that, like Twitch. Who knows how good it'll be, but that's what the early bird adopters are there for, right? You want to apply, check it for yourself, see if it works or not, and give them the feedback that they need to make it better. It's always good to have competition. Right now, we're Twitch guys, but it's always good to have competition, and we want to see viable competition, because that way, in case one isn't good for you, maybe another one will work out, and it makes them all get better, because, oh crap, that guy's going to beat me. I got to get better. It's always good to have competition. Alright, now for the Royal Rumble and Dragon Ball Super. That's probably what y'all came here for, right? Before I get to the Royal Rumble and Dragon Ball Super, I forgot about the Super Saiyan Showdown. That was the Dragon Ball FighterZ exhibition match between Sean Schemmel and Chris Sabat, the voices of Goku and Vegeta, respectively, in the Funimation dub of Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z, of course. Before that, they had a 2-hour pre-show featuring I forgot his name, Lord Knight, beating up a whole bunch of randos, and then Bardock came out, and it was like some exhibition fights. Yipes on commentary. I don't remember when Yipes switched to Dragon Ball Super, but anybody can see MVCI is already dead, so yeah, why wouldn't you move to the Alive game? A lot of casuals, and I was watching the stream live as it happened. A lot of casuals were in the comments saying, "Get better commentators." Really? Really? Better than Yipes? Really? Actual FGC guys? No, I want actual FGC. You guys gonna learn about the FGC, you Xenoverse players and you casuals coming in. You gotta learn. We're not gonna kick you out, we're not gonna do any of that, we're not gonna all that stuff, but we'll give you respect, give us respect, alright? As a fan of Dragon Ball and as a part of the FGC, I'm already set, but a lot of you who aren't part of the FGC, y'all, give respect to Yipes, alright? Sure, I call him out and stuff, but I still respect him, and he's still a really good hype commentator, so saying get somebody better than Yipes, I mean, really? Anyways, Sean Schemmel and Chris Sabat finally came out. It was this whole thing happening was almost like a launch party for the game, which is kind of cool. Too bad I don't live in Southern California, or else I totally would have gone. But, yeah, Sean Schemmel and Chris Sabat finally came out. Sean Schemmel loses the first fight, blames it on his controller. Oh boy, already getting Johns from this guy. Alright, okay, fine. Rematch, 0-0, fine. After that, it was 3-0 Chris Sabat. Perfect Legend taught Chris Sabat very well. He was playing pretty dang good, to the point where even I'm like, I don't even think I could fight him at this point, because I know nothing about the game, so at this point, if I went, usually I feel pretty confident just being more experienced in fighting games, of going against, like people who aren't. But against Chris Sabat, I think I need some lab time. I think I need some time in the lab first before I even fight against this dude. He learned pretty darn well for Perfect Legend. To the point where I was even wondering, was this collusion? Like, Sean Schemmel wasn't even pushing block. He wasn't holding back to block. He was literally just standing there. He wasn't even trying to put off any offense. I was like, is Sean Schemmel not even trying? I wonder why. Because his controller was, the first fight, they gave him a new controller or something like that. So the controller was no longer a problem. So I wonder what was going on there. So Sabat beat Schemmel 3-0, or if you include the first game, 4-0. And it was, as a Vegeta fan, I was more than happy to see this. So, alright, let's go on to the Royal Rumble and to Super. Royal Rumble first, then Super. Alright, on to the Royal Rumble. I wrote some notes for this one. Not too detailed notes, but I wrote notes, darn it. Matter of fact, you'll know what I mean by not too detailed by the first few matches here. What happened was, and again, oh, by the way, this is recorded before Raw, so you're not going to hear any Raw opinions on this, just because this is recorded before that, and this releases after Raw. So, it's a weird time thing. Unfortunately, you can't get my Raw opinions on this episode, unless I go back and edit, and I'm not going to do that. Or you could just straight up ask me what I think of Raw, put it as a separate video. If you really want me to, I'll do it. But anyways, for the first match of the Rumble, we had a Cruiserweight 6-man tag. Did its job. Mr. Jack Gallagher was entertaining. After that, the Good Brothers of, the Bullet Club, the Luke Gallows and Doc Anderson, were defeated by the Revival. I wasn't expecting that. I thought the Revival would be buried, like completely buried, and just, dead and buried, and, nothing, ain't gonna win no more, nothing like that. But the Revival got a win, shows that they're not dead. Now they have some momentum, and I'm glad to see that. After that, Bobby Roode came out with an open challenge for the U.S. title, and he was answered by Mojo Rawley, and Bobby wins with a half-hearted DDT that I can't call glorious, but hopefully Mojo Rawley isn't dead in the water, or maybe he is, who knows, but Bobby Roode's looking good, and I'm glad to see that. AJ Styles versus Owens and Sami Zayn, or as AJ wants to call them, Cammy. Owens was supposedly hurt during this match. He actually had an injury, but he worked through it, and he didn't show it off. And AJ won with a roll-up on, was it Zayn or Owens? See, I told you, I forgot to take the detailed notes. But AJ won with a roll-up, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were furious, calling shenanigans, even though, really, 2-on-1 shenanigans. Oh, I remember now, he won by pinning Owens. The Usos versus the Benjables. Is that really their name for Shelton and Gable? I wrote in my notes, Benjables, Lunchables. That's the first thing I think of. I don't think that's a good name. You want to be... You know what I'm reminded of? Lunchables. 2 out of 3 falls. Usos won the first and second fall, and they won clean in the middle, too. I don't know if they should do that too many times for a supposedly heel team. Why can't we have the cowardly heels or the cheating heels, oh yeah, these guys supposed to be coward... Well, I don't know if I should be booing them. They're winning legit. I kind of felt like when I hear 2 out of 3 falls, I'm thinking I was hoping it would be 1-1. I wouldn't have been mad if the Usos won after winning 1, then losing 1, then coming back and winning. But well, whatever, they did what they did. I like the Usos now. I love their heel personas. The men's Royal Rumble with Jerry Lawler guest commentating, and he had 4 at the commentary table, which is that's kind of 1 too many, 2 too many, honestly. But well, what's done is done. I like hearing Lawler. Finn Balor came in and lasted a long time. Baron Corbin came in after wrecking, and he gets eliminated. And but he kind of still looks strong because he beat the crap out of everybody after throwing a hissy fit after being thrown out. But more than that, because phone. So yeah, back after that phone, which was another scammer. Like I said, Baron Corbin wrecked everybody. And then, after that, Heath Slater came out and got beat up by everybody on the way to the ring, until finally, I forgot who threw him in to be part of the Royal Rumble officially. And then he gets thrown out. Kofi Kingston lasted longest out of the New Day. This time, his shenanigans for not being thrown out immediately was that he lasted a little longer, but when he threw out, he landed on Xavier Woods' chest. And then Big E came out with pancakes to make sure his foot didn't touch the floor, and then went back in, and then came right back out. John Cena eliminated Elias Sampson. It's got to be something going on there, of course. It definitely, some sort of angle is building up. Will it be at Mania? Who knows? Will it be just next month's pay-per-view? Who knows? The Hurricane came in as number 21, and he was a little guest there. Adam Cole, baby, was coming in at number 23, all injured. Rey Mysterio came in at number 27. By the way, Shinsuke Nakamura came in at number 14. And he won the whole thing, much to the phone ringing's delight. And my delight, too, because the phone doesn't know when... Today is Scammer Day, apparently. They called my cell, now they're calling the home phone. But came in at number 14, came out to win the whole thing. It's looking like it's going to be him and AJ at Mania, unless something happens, which I hope not. But, as you know, the winner of the Royal Rumble can challenge for either the Raw or the SmackDown title. I think he's going for SmackDown, though. I think he's going after AJ. Because Wrestle Kingdom 10, that was such a good match. Let's see him do it again at a bigger stage. Not that New Japan isn't big, but, WrestleMania stage is always, considered the biggest by everybody in business. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. I did not expect him to win. I wanted him to win, but I didn't expect it. And what I wanted happened. After that, Rollins and Jordan wrestled against The Bar, which is, of course, Sheamus and Cesaro. There was a concussion angle with Jordan, kayfabe concussion injury. The Bar beats Rollins because it's basically 2-on-1, and they regained their tag team championship. Lesnar and Strowman and Kane all wrestled for Lesnar's belt. Brock won by beating Kane. So it made Strowman still look strong. So it might even still be Strowman and Lesnar at WrestleMania. They said, well, maybe Strowman and Lesnar at the pay-per-view, because I don't know if they're still wanting to go for Roman and Lesnar at WrestleMania. That's probably still the idea, but I hope it's Strowman. I mean, because like I said, Strowman has a legit reason to still want to challenge Brock, because he wasn't beaten by Brock. Kane was. And a funny thing happened in the match. Strowman accidentally kneed Brock, and then Brock gave him a receipt with a punch in the side of the head. Mr. I'm Big Bad Brock. Yeah, Mr. I wouldn't be afraid of his punches that much. I mean, he got knocked out by Overeem. He got knocked out by he doesn't have striking, please. Sorry. The Women's Rumble was next, and Steph was on commentary this time. There's a lot of surprise entrants, I'll give you those. Lita was number 5, Tori Wilson was number 9, Molly Holly was number 12. I noticed how I got a little more excited for her, because I really liked her. Michelle McCool was number 14. They kept chanting Undertaker at her. It's like, yeah, cool. Not even cool, it's not cool. Like, yeah, we get it. You guys know that she's Undertaker's wife, but she's there for her, not for Taker. Vicky Guerrero was number 16, Kelly was number 19, Jacqueline was number 21, NXT's Ember Moon was number 23, Beth Phoenix was number 24, getting eliminated by Natalya, Nikki Bella was number 27, Brie Bella was number 28, Trish Stratus number 30. This wasn't a bad Rumble. I cannot call it bad at all, but the men's Rumble felt more solid because there's a lot of powders, a lot of selling on the outside. Like, wait a minute, what? Come on. And Asuka wins versus, I believe it was Nikki Bella. Nikki was somehow one part of the final 2 with Asuka. And then Ronda Rousey shows up after Asuka's like, I won, and the 2 champions next to her. She's like, which one do I want to fight? Maybe I'll fight both of you. Ronda Rousey shows up, points to the sign a couple times, and then it fades to black. And that's your Royal Rumble. Not terrible. Better than I thought. Much better than I thought. And if you want to listen to better people talk about it, I suggest listening to The WrestleCast, featuring Matty J and TWK. Heck, I'd love to join as a guest if they will have me, if they're not already booked solid, because this is going to be a fun one to talk about. Alright, now on to Dragon Ball Super. So, because this is a kind of a monumental moment in Super, or a big moment in Super, because Topo just transformed into Hakaishin Topo, or God of Destruction Topo. Basically, Frieza annoyed him so much when he was fighting 17, and they were in a beam struggle a la Cell and Gohan Super Saiyan 2. And just like with Cell, they were attacking Frieza was attacking Topo from behind, thoroughly angering him, to the point where and then Frieza throws a bigger blast, and just like, he's all like, his whole shirt is burnt up. He's now shirtless, and Frieza's like, what you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do? He's like, forget justice. And he powers up into God of Destruction Topo, all swole and looking just like a real good bodybuilder now, instead of chubby, and looking covered in God of Destruction energy, which Beerus confirmed. And Beerus said he's totally covered in it. That's why, like, whatever blast or whatever gets thrown his way, just instantly destroys. Because it's destruction energy, it destroys whatever gets sent to it. To which Frieza goes, haha, whatever, I'm gold. Gods of destruction even are nothing to me. And he reminds himself of when he dealt with Sidra's attack from before they even started Tournament of Power, when Universe 9 sent assassins to take out Goku and Frieza. And Frieza just, condensed it and was like, that was nothing. And when Frieza thought he could block Topo's blast, he immediately gets overwhelmed, and it looks like he's just done. Which Topo would have been disqualified for that! But Frieza comes back, injured head to toe, in his normal final form. Kind of like what happened on Namek, where the Spirit Bomb didn't kill Frieza, but it sure hurt him. And then he's like, well, fine, then take this attack that could destroy a planet. Which, what? Kefla said earlier she could destroy the universe, but now the planet, but whatever. It's his death ball, basically doing like, again, shout out to Namek, where he was like, I'll just destroy this planet. And when he does that, Topo sends a little speck of destruction, just a tiny speck of destruction energy from his thumb, flicks it at him like Raditz flicked the bullet at the farmer with shotgun, destroys that ball, that energy blast that Frieza's gonna send, and then hits him with one of the most, this episode's animation was really good. I mean, wow. Because when he hit him, that animation, that movement looked so brutal. I mean, it hurt me to look at it. I felt out of breath looking at that, like, whoa. And basically, Frieza caught them hands, because Topo just smacked him down and then grabbed his skull and said, I can destroy you anytime, but that will get me disqualified, so I'm just going to throw you. And throws him. And Frieza's KO'd, but still in the match. There's some theories going around that perhaps, KO'd Frieza. Maybe Vegeta and Goku get defeated by Jiren and Topo, or they all knock each other off, and 17 gets knocked off. And it's like, oh no! Oh wait, Frieza's still on the stage technically. Universe 7 wins. That would be a Toriyama thing to do. I could see that. I could actually see that happening. Who knows? That's just a theory. 17 was doing stuff. Vegeta and Goku were fighting Jiren, but it was mostly focused on 17 and 17 and Frieza versus Topo. This just, a lot of people have said it, and I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought this, but when Topo transformed, it looked, especially with the symbol on his stomach, which many have pointed out that's actually Universe 11 symbol. If you look at Margarita and Belmont's clothes, you'll see that exact symbol, but the symbol that's on Topo's stomach, and the purple energy with the glowing eyes and all that, that looks so much like fan art. That looks so much like fan art somebody would make of what they think God Instruction Topo would look like. So that was kind of funny to see, although, again, people point out that Vegeta with blue hair was a thing when Battle of Gods came out. That was fan art that people made. Well, maybe Vegeta will get the form, but it'll be a blue hair. Boom. Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. Very, very enjoyable episode, I think. And next week, Vegeta fights Topo, and it says something about a life-risking blow or a sacrifice blow, but that Vegeta will also, quote, surpass even a god of destruction, or something like, maybe that's not the right quote, but it was something like surpass a god. So, if Vegeta wins this clean, i.e., it was his own power only, I guess that means he's stronger than a god of destruction, confirmed. Even if he does get himself kicked out as well. I'm really excited for this. And that's it for the drop. That's all I had to say. It's a long episode. Jeff, 16-bit Jeff sent me a lot of the links that weren't Royal Rumble or the last, everything except for the last 3 stories were sent from Jeff, and I thank him. I think I'm gonna have to start doing a two story limit for people who send me news for the drop. If it's the same person, only 2 stories. I think I'm gonna have to start doing that, because I can't. I mean, I'll cover everything, but I got to make sure it's stuff you guys want to hear. So, I'm here for you guys, and this is my B content, so I want to make sure you guys like it, because I got the animatic that I'm working on. That's my A content for YouTube, and of course my web comics, which are on hiatus, but they're not on hiatus for no reason. They're on hiatus so I can develop them a little more in terms of story, because I forgot what I was going to do. Thank you guys again. Follow me on social media, Twitter's Ikari Radio, Facebook and Instagram, both Fighter Cows, just like the YouTube name here. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you next week on The Drop.